All right. I believe that we should be live. It's always funny because, you know, it says live here on Zoom, and on Facebook it's still saying we're still setting it up and redirecting.
It looks
But
like we are live.
It looks like we're there. So yay. And let me turn the audio off on that. Move this over in such a way that I can then see any comments that we get. We've got a few folks already watching us. So
hello,
welcome
everyone.
to everyone that has joined us. Very excited to have you join me and my good friend, Melanie Moore.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
And here's a wardrobe surprise that Mel doesn't even know about. Da-da-da-da. I have my Tap with Mel shirt.
Oh, I should have put my Tap with Brad.
I thought about telling you about that. So these are t-shirts that our friend Alex Giros in Russia made for us. He'd originally made Tap with Brad shirts for when he brought me over to speak in Russia back in 2019. And then he made shirts. He made shirts with his picture and made shirts with Mel's picture, and gave this to me.
Oh, Brad, you should have told me. I would have put my Tap with Brad one on.
I know, but I wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh.
And that's why when I sent you the link again for this call, and I said, I'll be there in just a minute, because I was like, oh, I forgot to put the shirt on.
I love it. I love that you've kept it. That's hilarious.
Well, I was cleaning out clothes recently, and it's like, I've got this picture with your picture, this t-shirt with your picture, this t-shirt with Alex's picture, and the two of my picture that he gave me.
Well, one day it could be worth a fortune.
That's why I'm holding on to it. Got to get you to sign it.
Oh dear.
Anyhow, boy, that was it. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Laura. That was an unexpected tangent. Anyhow. Okay, back to being focused. So we are here to talk about, in particular, the Tapping Into Your Big Vision live event happening at the end of the month that starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's July, and on the end of the month, July 31st.
Of July, yeah.
A whole bunch of us are getting together to do a live presentation.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. So 1 month to go. The countdown is on.
And I'm glad that more of this is up to your admin team than mine.
No, it's now it feels real, because obviously Jackie and I, we've all been talking about it, I think, since about March now. And and it's exciting to see, and a bit nerve-wracking that it's don't do some tapping, that it's going to be happening very, very soon. So yeah.
Well, it's a cool event. We're coming together with a bunch of our friends who are all known entities in this interesting tapping world. Obviously, you mentioned Jackie Crooks, EFT master, who I have known for a very long time and introduced you to in London a couple years back. My good friend Steve Wells and Tamara Dunn and Andy Bryce, and who am I missing?
You've interviewed them all now, haven't you?
Yes.
So last but not least, me. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a break, because I knew you interviewed the others quite closely together.
Well, and I needed that time to prepare, and to practice on them before I would be ready for the magnificence that is Mel.
Oh, bless you. Oh my goodness me. Yeah. So I was back to, I think it was the last time you were in the UK, wasn't it, that you introduced me to Jackie, and we had that lovely dinner out in Covent Garden, and
Jackie and Emma Roberts, another EFT master.
Yeah, and it was such a lovely evening, and Jackie and we've been tapping on a regular basis pretty much ever since, and it's been so lovely to, I think, as a healer, as a practitioner, you know, we're often working with our own clients, that it's really, I think, important to work with another practitioner that can help you see beyond your own stuff.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is we stop ourselves from seeing what gets in our way. You know, we can talk about our big vision, or we stop ourselves from talking about our big vision. And because part of us says, yeah, it's not safe. And when we go to do tapping on it, there's a part of us that goes, well, I'll let you know some other things you can tap on, but not this, because if I let you know what you need to tap on, then you're going to clear it and you're going to go have this big vision that we've already decided is not safe for you. So we brilliantly stop ourselves from seeing those things that that we need to see in order to be free. And that's when we need a fresh pair of eyes, and someone who is not invested in our comfort zone like we are.
Exactly. And I think that's what the Tapping into Your Big Vision event is all about. We you know, because that's a big part of my work. I do believe that a lot of us, we limit, you know, what we feel is possible in our own lives. And, you know, because of that whole comfort zone, that fear of the unknown. But, you know, I love to stretch people. I love to get people uncomfortable. And so, yeah, in my work as big vision coach, that's what I do. I love doing it. And I get so excited about it when I see people, talk to people. It's weird. It's like this kind of sixth sense that I see this bigger vision for people. And obviously all I can do is, you know, share what I kind of intuitively feel, but then it's up to people to then kind of do the work to get out their own way and to, you know, to step into that vision of what's possible. And I think this event is kind of taking what I do, but just bringing in the big guns and bringing in the team effort to really, I think, help people to tap for a whole day. Because I think a lot of us, you know, when they do tapping, when they come across, you know, one of your videos on YouTube, you know, or one of mine, it's, you know, a 5 to 10 minute tapping experience, which gives a great, you know, motivational boost or clears in the moment. But I think when you do it for a whole day, and certainly when I've been to one of your workshops, I think the only times I ever tap for a whole day or one of your workshops, or you know, when I've been in training or furthered my own development with, you know, Tamara and Peter, because we get such deeper shifts, don't we, when we tap for a whole day?
Right. Because we're in that process, we're peeling the layers of the onion, and then we find something new. And it's like, okay, now let's take that next level and that next level, and really allowing ourselves to be free from that. And the exciting thing about this also is that we get different things from different people. There are different ways of tapping. Certainly, when Steve and I were supposed to do our live events in the east and west coast of the US and east and west coast of Australia last year, until this, you know, little thing called the pandemic put the kibosh on that. And then we took it online, and Steve and I have such different ways of tapping. And it's exciting to see how people really respond to that, because, you know, they get some of this and then some of that, and it creates these shifts. So having 6 of us, each with our own unique gifts and talents to share, can create these openings for folks that they may not get just working with one particular individual.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all bring kind of different skills and perspectives to the table. So I don't know if you can see my dog there in the background.
Yes, just very barely, just a little bit of
my son is meant to be looking after her in his room, and I think he's forgotten all about her. So we're going to we might have to
sometimes our pets show up. I don't know if you saw the picture when my cat came up behind me, and I had these little cat ears because she was right behind me.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry to do this to you, Brad, because she is going to get worse and worse. So do you want to just show people the flow of the day, starting with Jackie, and then I will be 20 seconds.
So I'm just going to vamp while you're.
Yeah, because she's just not going to stop. I think she needs to go out. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to.
And I'm going to tap all the way there and all the way back.
I'm going to pull up the website, which you can find at tapwithbrad.com/big vision. And the link is up there in the info box on this video. And let me tell you what's going to happen. So it's Mel and Jackie have planned this out as a whole event to, in a particular way with a sequence of tapping rounds. So it will begin with Jackie clearing ancestral and family patterns. Steve will be releasing resistance to amazing possibilities. Mel will be tapping into the big vision, expanding dreams and possibilities. Tomorrow we'll be talking about bringing spirit into matter, grounding yourself and ground your vision. Andy will take us through some tapping on the art of receiving. And then I'm going to close out the day about tapping into greater abundance and clearing those reasons why we couldn't or shouldn't have more awesomeness in our lives, including financial abundance, among an abundance of health, wealth, and happiness.
Yeah, and I love the flow of the day, even if I may say so myself.
Yes, you may.
And when I was talking to Jackie about the kind of tapping event that I would love to attend, I think this would be it. And I'm not just saying that, but it really does, because Jackie's specialism is the ancestral stuff and the stuff that we bring down the family line. I don't think people realize how many family stories that we hold on to that literally stop us from, taking action, from all sorts of things. And then, of course, and there's the stuff we pick up, in this lifetime. I love how Steve calls it the BS, the belief systems. Because, all these belief systems that we pick up from society, from our childhood, that thing the teacher told us once that we've just never forgotten. And, and if we can just clear the ancestral stuff, clear the stuff from this lifetime, oh my goodness, the slate is then clean to sow the seeds of the big vision, to kind of think, oh my gosh, what is out there, what is available for me.
That motto that we have, like a family motto on our family crest, that might be, you don't get to have that. I remember you tapping on that in London, that whole, people like us. I really remember that round. People like us don't have this. And I would dishonor my family if I did that. Valerie was asking, what's the most common block to a big vision? And that's the thing, is there are so many different things. When you said that thing that someone said to us years ago, I just was working with a client in my mastermind, and she was talking about something that somebody had said to her outside of a store when she was 6 years old. And she still remembered how the person said it, and visibly, and it's like, yeah. And these things that we would logically say, oh, it's an innocuous thing, it doesn't really matter. And being able to recognize, okay, that's still there. And it is, I'm listening to that. And as I'm going down the path of life, big vision, no, this little thing keeps just edging me back here. So, Vicki, I do have a video on clearing ancestral stuff that was part of the Facebook Live I did last year with my friend Chiquita Williams on racial issues. And at the end of that presentation, I did a tapping round on clearing ancestral trauma and ancestral baggage. So you can find that on my YouTube channel. But another one of those things that stops us sometimes from a big vision is the idea that we're not big enough to have that vision, that we're kind of a fraud. And a good friend of mine was saying that this came up last year. So the great thing is, with some of the folks, the 6 people in this, have just met for the first time. I've known everyone in this group for years, and introduced. So in 2019, when I was last in London at dinner, introduced Mel to Emma and Jackie, EFT masters. And so how did that make you feel, Mel?
Wow. I felt like I was at the wrong table. I was thinking,
Grown-up table.
Yes, it felt like, yeah, when you're a child, you have to sit at the children's table, and yeah, I felt like a bit of an imposter. It was a bit like, gosh, we've got EFT masters here, the founding masters. We've got Brad Yates, the YouTube superstar tapping wizard, and then there's little old me.
Tapping. Everybody be tapping. While we're here, go ahead and tap on any thoughts you have of little old me.
And no, I think it's so true, because you were very kind, and you all said lovely things, and I did feel healed of imposter syndrome that evening. But yeah, it is something that comes up for so many of us, particularly when we compare ourselves to others. We kind of think, oh my gosh, that person's so much better than me, they're so much more successful than me, who am I to be doing this? Or there's so many other people doing that thing already. What's the point of me even getting started? I'll just not bother. So I thought that might be a fun round of tapping for us to do together.
Because the world needs us to get over that and bother. That part is just, why should I bother? Because the world needs our gifts and talents. That's why we have them.
Yeah. And then I think we all bring a different style. It's like, sometimes, with my clients, if, there's, how boring would the world be if there was just one musician or one author or one Italian cookery writer, I don't know what that came from, or one tapper.
Exactly. I've had people say to me, people who are EFT practitioners say, well, you have so many videos out there. What's the point of me making videos? Like, because people will hear something from you that they won't hear from me. You are going to say it in a way that some people could not hear it from anybody else. We each have a unique gift and talent. If it was God, universe's, creator's intention that there should just be one person who did tapping or music or Italian cookery, then that would have been how it was.
Yeah.
And we each have our own thing that we bring to it. So everyone watching this, you have your own unique gift. And so Mel, why don't you get us started, and we'll just switch back and forth and clear some of that stuff.
Okay, so anyone tapping along with us, just think about, if there's something that you want to do, to launch, to create, but there's a part of you that feels, I can't do this, or I feel like a bit of a fraud.
Who am I to do this?
Yeah.
Who do I think I am?
Even though there's this thing that I want to do.
There's this thing that I want to do.
But who am I to be doing it?
But who am I to be doing it?
Because there are so many other people doing it.
Because there's so many other people doing it.
So much better than me.
They're so much better than me.
So much more qualified than me.
So much more qualified than me.
So perhaps I won't even bother. Because it feels scary to try. And I'm not sure how to get started. It requires so much effort. And I just feel like a fraud for even thinking about it. And even though I feel like an imposter, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Even though this story may have its roots somewhere in the distant past. Maybe I tried something once. And I failed. And I got laughed at.
And I got laughed at.
And I don't want people to laugh at me again.
And I don't want people to laugh at me again.
So it feels safer to not try.
So it feels safer to not try.
I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love and honor myself anyway.
love and honor myself anyway.
And even though I just feel like an imposter,
I just feel like an imposter.
And maybe it's time to let this go now.
Maybe it's time to let this go now.
And maybe it's time to tell myself a new story.
Maybe it's time to tell myself a new story.
And I'm ready to heal this story.
And I'm ready to heal this story.
And I choose to deeply and completely
I choose to deeply and completely
love and forgive myself.
Love and forgive myself.
And anyone else who may have contributed to this story.
And anyone else who may have contributed to this story.
Okay. Do you want to take over?
Sure. This old story.
This old story.
About me not being good enough.
About me not being good enough.
About me being an imposter.
About me being an imposter.
About me being a fraud.
About me being a fraud.
Who am I to have a big vision?
Who am I to have a big vision?
Sometimes I ask myself.
Sometimes I ask myself.
Who am I to even have a teeny tiny vision?
Who am I to even have a teeny tiny vision?
I should just follow along with somebody else's vision.
I should just follow along with someone else's vision.
Other people are more qualified to have visions.
Other people are more qualified to have visions.
Who am I to speak up?
Who am I to speak up?
Who am I to be seen?
Who am I to be seen?
All this old story.
All this old story.
That I'm not qualified enough.
That I'm not qualified enough.
That I'm not important enough.
That I'm not important enough.
That I'm not smart enough.
That I'm not smart enough.
That I just don't have what it takes.
I just don't have what it takes.
I am telling myself lies.
I'm telling myself lies.
And it's not because I'm bad or stupid.
And it's not because I'm bad or stupid.
I've just fallen for some old programming.
I've just fallen for some old programming.
About why I couldn't or shouldn't think bigger.
About why I couldn't or shouldn't think bigger.
Maybe these are someone else's misunderstandings.
Maybe these are someone else's misunderstandings.
Where they told me that I wasn't good enough.
Where they told me I wasn't good enough.
Or it was my own misunderstanding.
Or it's my own misunderstanding.
Like that time that people laughed at me.
Like the time that people laughed at me.
And that didn't feel good.
And that didn't feel good.
Because I didn't think of myself as a comedian.
Because I didn't think of myself as a comedian.
In which case the laughter would have been a sign of success.
In which case the laughter would have been a sign of success.
But that's not how it was.
But that's not how it was.
And in my young mind.
And in my young mind.
Or maybe not so young mind.
Oh, maybe not so young mind.
I put an interpretation on it.
I put an interpretation on it.
And I told myself.
And I told myself.
This sucks.
This sucks.
Let's not do this again.
Let's not do this again.
So when I have a big vision.
So when I have a big vision.
Or any kind of vision.
Or any kind of vision.
That part of me steps in.
That part of me steps in.
And stops me.
And stops me.
Who are you kidding?
Who are you kidding?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
You're stepping out of your lane.
You're stepping out of your lane.
Get back into your own lane.
Get back into your own lane.
And I love and appreciate that part of me.
And I love and appreciate that part of me.
That sincerely wants to keep me safe.
That sincerely wants to keep me safe.
But is sincerely misguided.
But it's sincerely misguided.
I have a vision for a reason.
I have a vision for a reason.
I have gifts and talents for a reason.
I have gifts and talents for a reason.
I'm not here just to be in service of other people's vision.
I'm not just here to be in service of other people's visions.
I can do that sometimes too.
I can do that sometimes too.
But I'm worthy and deserving of my own vision.
But I'm worthy and deserving of my own vision.
And the reason I have it.
And the reason I have it.
Is because it's the Creator's desire for it to be made manifest.
Because it's the Creator's desire for it to be made manifest.
And who am I to stop that?
And who am I to stop that?
Any thoughts coming up?
Yeah. I choose to know.
I choose to know.
That it's safe for me to have a bigger vision.
It's safe for me to have a bigger vision.
It's safe for me to go after what I want.
safe for me to go after what I want.
It's safe for me to get out of my comfort zone.
It's safe for me to get out of my comfort zone.
And it's safe for me to take action.
It's safe for me to take action.
And I choose to know.
And I choose to know
that taking the first step is often the hardest.
Is often the hardest.
But it leads to momentum.
It leads to momentum.
And the next step.
And the next step.
And I choose to trust.
And I choose to trust.
That the next step will be revealed.
The next step will be revealed.
And I'm divinely supported.
And I am divinely supported.
As I take action.
As I take action.
I'm feeling ready to take action now.
I'm feeling ready to take action now.
Maybe even just a baby step.
Maybe even just a baby step.
And I'm feeling good about this.
I'm feeling good about this.
Maybe even allowing myself to feel excited.
Maybe even allowing myself to be excited.
Because it's all available for me.
Because it's all available for me.
And I'm allowing the support.
And I'm allowing the support.
The right people.
The right people.
The resources.
The resources.
And anything else I need.
And anything else I need.
To show up for me.
To show up for me.
As I begin my journey.
As I begin my journey.
Towards my goals and my dreams.
Towards my goals and my dreams.
And it's safe for me to do this.
And it's safe for me to do this. I can handle the consequences.
I can handle the consequences. Yes.
Even if people laugh at me again.
Even if people laugh at me again.
Because I handled that the last time.
Because I handled that the last time.
Maybe not as gracefully as I would have liked.
Maybe not as gracefully as I would have liked.
But I'm still here.
But I'm still here.
Which is proof that I handled it.
Which is proof that I handled it.
I could handle it even better now.
I can handle it even better now.
Because now I know how to tap.
Because now I know how to tap.
And everything I need.
And everything I need.
Is here in abundance.
Is here in abundance.
Setting myself free.
I'm setting myself free.
Allowing myself to feel ready.
Allowing myself to feel ready.
And allowing myself to move forward.
And allowing myself to move forward.
Even if I don't feel 100% ready yet.
Even if I don't feel 100% ready yet.
It'll show up.
It will show up.
Setting myself free in body, mind, and spirit.
Setting myself free in body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath.
That was good. I do love this co-tapping thing. It's wonderful. It's really, really, really lovely. Yeah. So.
It flows when we're in sync, and it's not just you and me. It's everyone who's here, and this combined energy. Just it works when we allow ourselves to show up and be there and let it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you
show up and let it happen on July 31st.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll be doing this for a whole day. I think we start off, again, I know you've said this before, but just to kind of make it as time zone friendly as possible. It's very difficult, but since we're in the UK, we're smack bang in the middle of time zones. It's UK friendly hours.
I'm afraid that I will miss the first couple of the live version. I will catch the replay of the
I think you'll be so excited. You'll wake up so early because
4
you won't
o'clock
be
in
able
the morning.
Yeah, so it starts at midday UK time, actually a little bit earlier. I think 11:30 the doors open for some meet and greet and that kind of thing. And I think we keep tapping till about 7 o'clock UK time in the evening. So it's going to be full on, but in a good way.
It'll be powerful, and there really is. Yeah, when I've done full day workshops, it's the power that happens from that. And just, because we clear off one layer and it's like, oh, I found something. Okay, now we can clear that. And then there's, oh God, I can clear that too. And yeah, it's amazing.
So one of my friends, Inga, actually, and we came to your 2015 workshop together. We were doing a little clubhouse session earlier, and we were talking about this Facebook Live I had coming up with you. And I'm not sure if you've heard this story before, but Inga actually shared how when she tapped that day, the whole day in 2015, on abundance, on clearing, and all sorts, she had her best ever month in business as a result. So magical things really do happen when you can tap and clear for a whole day.
Yeah, truly, we are so used to going, okay, I'm tapping, all right, that's enough, I feel okay now. And it's like, wow, when we really dig in and clear stuff, that give ourselves permission to clear stuff that we normally would have held back.
Yeah,
it's the magic and the miracles that happen are really astounding.
So this is really like kind of a bit of time travel back through the past and right through to the future as well, the future vision, the future you. And yeah, it's going to be, I know Steve didn't really like the word magical, but I like the word magical. It's going to be a magical day. Sorry, Steve.
You can call it whatever you like. Steve's still asleep right now, I think, so.
Yeah, so brilliant. I can't wait. Brad, thank you so much for having me this evening.
Oh,
been
my
lovely
pleasure.
to chat with you.
It's so great to spend time with you, and so great to spend time with all of you who are joining in. And thank you for the comments. Thanks for being here. And we look forward to tapping with you again soon.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye-bye.